There is a hidden Mickey. Y'all see it? Right there with the robber. Okay, back to the video.
We are going to set up Catan.
I didn't know if you wanted to video that so you could see.
This is the game overview. Intense rulebook. It's got the basic map setup. So you take these pieces, you put them this side up with these little spots. The other side
Ports.
is just water, so you want the ports. Then you're gonna get out all the hexes, and there's a sample setup on the second page of the book, right here. That's just like the beginner's example, but you can really set it up however you want. You could do it random, but this is a good starting point. This is the desert. There's nothing there. It just hangs out in the middle. This is wood, rock, or ore, I think it's called. Right?
Or stone.
Or stone. Rock or stone. Wheat, sheep, brick. Just kidding. It's grain, not wheat. So everybody gets a color. This is called the robber. And then these little numbers get put on here. We're just going by the example in the book. And so the numbers have dots on them. That's the probability that you're gonna roll that number. So 6 and 8 have a higher probability. Obviously there's more combinations. And like you see 3 only has 2 dots, 4 has 3, and like 12 has 1, because there's only one way to roll a 12. There's these extra pieces over here. Don't worry about this. We've never used them.
Those are for expansions and extensions to the game.
There you go. Okay, so these are your pieces. Oh, there's a really big glare on that. So you get your color, and this tells you what resources you need to build each thing or to buy a development card. We'll talk about that later. This is a road. This is a settlement. And this is a city. So everybody gets their little setup. We have our imaginary friends we're playing with right here.
Like we said, we've got all the different, these are all called resources, and you've got wood, brick, rock or stone, sheep, wool, whatever you want to call them. The game has its official names. We've got wheat or grain. You're gonna call them whatever you call them. And like we said, these are settlements, the big ones. The little ones, I'm sorry, these are cities. The little ones are settlements. And we've got roads. We call them houses and hotels. Some people call them barns and castles. So you'll come up with your own names, I am sure. Over here, we've got all the resource cards. So depending on what number is rolled and where your pieces are set up, you may or may not get a card, and your card will depend on what is rolled. So these 5 are the resource cards, and these are the development cards, which have a variety of different things, from victory points, which you need 10 victory points to win. One way to get a victory point is with a development card. We also have, another victory point, a knight. Most of the development cards are knights, which you can use to move the robber anywhere on the board and block that resource. And then whoever's pieces are there, it'll block the resource. I paused the video just so I could find the other 3 development card options you have. You have road building, where you can gain 2 extra roads for free. Doesn't cost you anything, just the card. You have Year of Plenty, where you can take any 2 resources. Again, like you'd rolled them, they could be 2 of the same, they could be 2 different resources. And then the last one is the Monopoly card, where you tell everybody, hey, give me all your wood, give me all your wheat, give me all your rock, whatever resource you want, you can take that resource from everybody else. Next up, we have the largest army card and the longest road. So you saw all those knight cards, you saw all the ways you can build a road, and that there was the development card where you could gain 2 extra roads. Well, if you've got 5 or more roads and you're the first player with that, you get the longest road card, and you can hold on to it unless somebody else builds a longer road than you have. And same over here. If you play 3 or more knight cards and you constantly have the most knight cards, you get the largest army. And again, you can keep that unless somebody else surpasses you. And each of these are worth 2 points, and the game is played to 10 points.
Okay, so everyone's gonna start by rolling the dice one time. Whoever rolls the highest is gonna go first. So let's just say I rolled a 12, so I'm gonna go first. So, you put the dice down. So first you start out, you put a settlement on any one of these like corners. You really want to get one where like 3 connect, but if you can't, like if you're playing with a lot of people and you want a certain resource, you can do these too. So again, we said with the probability, you want the 8, the 6, 9, 5, those are good numbers. And you also want to make sure you have access to all of the resources. So for example, I'm gonna start, I'm gonna put my first one here, because to start out I'm gonna have wood and brick, which is what you need to build roads and settlements. Later in the game you need rock, sheep, and wheat, so those aren't as important. And you also put down a road, and that goes on the lines. So then you go counterclockwise. So then Mickey would go, Minnie would go, Jean would go, and then it goes reverse, and Jean will go, then Minnie, then Mickey, then I would go again.
So let's show you what the board would look like.
So Mickey's gonna go. Mickey's coming over here. Minnie is gonna go, okay.
Then I'm gonna go, and you can't go, you have to always leave 2 spaces in between settlements. So you can't go right here and build anything. But I can come over here, and my road could go right here, even though it's touching the other person's road. That's okay. I could go the other way. And then because I went last on the first time around, I get to go first for the second set of settlements. And I'm looking, I see I've got wood, but it's not a very good number. I've got a good brick, I've got a good rock. I don't have wheat or sheep. And so I'm gonna look for wheat or sheep. And you can always think, okay, I can build more roads and I can get to another resource if I need to. You can always trade resources, but for now I want to make sure I've got access to everything. So I'm going to go over here to the sheep and wheat, and then we'll just put on Mickey and Minnie.
Let's go here. What does this one need?
And you can see it's starting to get a little rough. The board's getting a little full.
Board's terrible.
You can't go there.
I can't go there. I need wheat.
You can go here. It's not very good though.
I also need sheep. I'm gonna go here.
You also cannot go there.
I cannot go there.
This is the first time you've played?
Okay. I'm gonna go here. And
Ah,
I'm gonna eventually get to some wheat. This is the sheep port, and it says 2 for 1, which means you can trade in 2 sheep cards for any one resource. Other than that, if you're on these other ports that say 3 for 1, that's 3 of the same card for one other resource. Or there's also 2 for 1 rock, wheat, wood, and brick around the board. And if you're not on one of those ports, you can trade 4 of any one card for whatever resource you want.
let's talk about the robber.
So, if you notice, there's no 7 on any of these little circles.
There is a hidden Mickey. Y'all see it? Right there with the robber. Okay, back to the video.
So if you roll a 7, you have to move the robber. So the first time he gets moved out of the desert, and you want to move it to cut somebody off. So you want to look for high numbers, or not high numbers, but high probability numbers, and spots that have 2 people that would be affected. So obviously, whoever is moving this, they would want to move it to this 8. This would be a good spot because 8 is a really good number, and wood is a good resource in the beginning, plus you're blocking red and orange. So when you put it here, you have to take a card from either the red player or the orange player. And now, until the robber's moved again, these 2 players cannot get this resource when an 8 is rolled. Also, when you roll a 7, if any player has more than 8 cards in their hand, you have to give away half of your cards back to the bank.
So now we're gonna play.
Now we're gonna play. So 11.
11.
That means red and blue both get sheep or wool, and orange is going to get wood.
So the banker deals them out, and you want to keep your cards face down while you're playing, but for now we're just going to keep them face up for these examples. Red, blue, and the reason you want to keep them face down is because people can steal cards when they move the robber. People can use those development cards to take all of one resource, or you can use it for trading purposes. And you could always say, hey, you know what? I don't need a sheep right now. Is anybody willing to trade some brick? I will give you a sheep and whatnot. But we're going to leave all our not development cards, our resource cards up while we play. Okay, now it is Mickey's roll. Mickey rolls a 6.
6. So blue is going to get wheat, and orange is going to get brick.
Getting brick. So it is Minnie's turn. Now, the deal with your turns, because Minnie can do something, is before you go, you have to roll unless you want to play a knight. A knight is the only card you can play before you roll. But otherwise, you have to roll. So Minnie is going to roll, and Minnie rolls a 4, and that is a
blue gets wheat.
Wheat.
And white gets sheep.
And white gets wheat.
Oh yes.
And white gets sheep as well. So now Minnie has what she can do. But after you roll, the next thing you do is trade. So if Minnie wanted to trade with anybody, if she was looking for any other cards, she could make her trade proposals. Once she was done trading, that's when she builds and buys. So Minnie is going to build a road, trade in her wood and brick, and she's going to work on connecting these guys over here, because if she connects all 4, that's going to be 4 roads. But also by putting it here, like we said, you cannot have a settlement one spot over. There's got to be 2 spaces in between. So she can build a settlement here if that is where she wants to go. And then nothing else. She's going to pass the die. That's how you know your turn is over. And now on to Jean. I roll an 8. And we've got a rock over here for me, for the blue team. And then 2 woods, 1 for red, 1 for orange. So orange gets a wood, red gets a wood. I'm looking at my cards. I do have the cards for a development card. I've got a wheat, a sheep, and a rock. So I'm going to take those. I'm looking, though, at the cards I've got, or the resources I've got access to, and wood is really hard for me to come across, and sheep are usually going to be hard for me to come across. So I'm going to ask everybody, hey, does anybody want some wheat? And would they give me some wood? I could use some wood. Would anybody with wood give me?
And then you can decide if you want to trade with that person or not. I would say no.
Oh, very sad. So
but you can't build a settlement right now anyways.
No, but I'm going to get a development card. So I would get my development card. I'd trade in my cards, get my development card, and woohoo, a victory point. I don't want to tell anybody I have a victory point. I just want to look at it, keep my poker face, put it down, and I am going to just kind of keep this to the side. You don't play victory points the way you play the knights or the other development cards. You just save them until you have enough points to win the game. Also, we skipped over a very important part of the game. Each settlement is worth 1 point. So everybody in the game starts out with 2 points. You can upgrade your settlement. That's why we call the settlements houses and we call the cities a hotel. You can upgrade a settlement to a city. And when you build, just like if Orange has the cards and is going to build here, you cannot build a city. You can only build settlements and then upgrade that settlement to a city. And when you do that, not only is this worth 2 points, but you get 2 resources for every resource that the city touches. So it is a huge advantage to be able to upgrade your settlements to cities. And we're back. Jessica's up. You can tell we've been playing a little bit here at the board. Minnie has expanded. She's got a city over here. She went down here to the port. She's continued to move along. She's over here, but all she has for sheep is this 2, so she is struggling in that area. Mickey's doing good. He's built another settlement over here on a rock. I have kind of been stuck, haven't been able to move a lot or do much, and Jessica is slowly expanding down here. Jessica and Minnie have 4 roads, so they are in a battle to see who can get the longest road. Minnie has played a couple of knight cards. Now with the knights, when you play them, you keep them face up in front of you. With all the other development cards, you put them back at the bottom of the stack. But let's hop in and see what's going on now. Jessica rolls a 7. So we're looking around. She gets to move the robber, but the first thing we want to do, does anybody have more than 8 cards? 8 or more cards. I'm gonna look at mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I do. I am still looking to do some stuff. I want to keep these 4. You always round down with what you're getting rid of. So I can keep 5. I have to get rid of 4. So I'm going to keep these 4. And then I am going to get rid of, because of where I am, wood is hard to come by. I'm going to keep a wood, get rid of these bricks and this wood. Let's go. Jessica's good. She's only got 4 cards. Mickey's good. He's only got 5. But oh no, look at Minnie. She has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards. Just devastating. Minnie's got access to a lot of wheat. So she says, I'm going to get rid of all 5 of my cards are going to be wheat that I get rid of. And I've still got a variety of things I can do. So Jessica is going to move the robber, which helps free her up.
And I'm going to block...
blocking Minnie's wheat.
all that wheat.
And so now she can try to steal a card from Minnie. So Minnie's cards are always face down. She's going to get to steal a card. What does she get? We will know shortly.
And then I'm going to play my development card, which is Monopoly.
Monopoly.
So I say, I would like everyone has to give me all of their brick.
Everyone's got to give up their brick.
And then this goes back in the pile.
This goes back in the pile. I have no brick.
So Mickey has a brick that I'm going to get.
Mickey has a brick.
Minnie possibly has some brick right there with the rock.
With the rock. Thank you. Let's see. Does Minnie have a brick? Minnie has 1 brick. Minnie has 2 bricks.
So now, what I'm going to do is build 3 roads.
3 roads.
So I give this to the banker.
Give that to the bank.
So I'm going to do 1, 2, and then I'm going to go this way. 3. So now my road is more than 5. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Is 8, so
I now have the longest
the
road.
longest road is hers. Can we get that to focus? There we go. The longest road. And so in order for somebody else to get the longest road, they have to build 9. because a tie, it stays with the original person. So
and they have to all be in a row. Like, so
Yes.
this wouldn't count if Minnie had more.
yes, this road has taken a detour, so that doesn't count. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. That is Minnie's longest road right now. So yes, it's not the number of roads on the board, it's the longest connected road. And now, is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
So pass the dice. Mickey's gonna roll. Mickey's gonna roll a 6. A 6. So that is 2 bricks for Minnie. She gets those back. And
wheat for me,
that
and
is a
a wheat for you.
And the wheat. Mickey, let's look at Mickey's cards. He can't do much of anything, but he can buy a development card, so he is going to do that. He's gonna buy a development card. We're gonna see what he gets. Oh, Year of Plenty. This would be great for Mickey. He would love to build some roads or maybe upgrade, but you cannot play a development card on the turn you get it unless it is a victory point and you are about to win the game. Mickey's turn is over. We're gonna grab the dice, and Minnie's gonna roll. Minnie rolls a 7. Actually, let's pretend that didn't happen. Okay, now it is Minnie's turn, and before Minnie goes, she is going to play another night card, and she's going to move the robber. And you know what? She doesn't care so much about the number. She just wants to make sure the most people are blocked, and she wants to attack Jessica to get revenge for her number being blocked. So she's gonna go over here to this 6, and she says, okay, give me one of those cards. I want that one on top. I want this one. It is the sheep. And she says, okay, now I'm ready to roll, but wait, that's her 3rd night. So Minnie is picking up the largest army card. 2 extra points for Minnie. She rolls an 8. So that's gonna be 2 woods for orange for Minnie. That is 1 wood for red. And then 8 is a great number for everybody this game because it's also a rock for Mickey and a rock for Jean. Now, Minnie's got a lot she can do. She's got a lot of woods. She's got 4 woods, and look at this. She is on the wood port, so she can take 2 woods and trade it in for any card she wants, and she could do that twice if she wants to, or she can build roads, or she can build a settlement. She's got the cards to build a settlement, but remember, you've got to have 2 roads in between, so she can't build a settlement even though she has the cards, and she can get a development card if she wants to. Right now, Minnie has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 victory points. So she's got a couple of paths to victory. She is going to go ahead and say, well, I'm gonna test my luck. I'm gonna buy a development card. See what it is. It is, oh, road building, very interesting. So on her next turn, she can play that card, build 2 roads, and then build a settlement. So she's going to just stay with the cards she has and hope she doesn't collect too many more and have to give up a bunch, but she's gonna just stay where she's at, pass the dice. It comes to me. I roll a 3, lucky 3, wood for me, wood for Mickey, and rock for Jessica. And I am looking down at mine. I am lucky. I've got a bunch of rock and wheat. So I'm going to, right here, build a city and upgrade, because at this point in the game, cities are very important. That worked out nicely. I didn't even plan to get a rock. So I'm gonna upgrade to a city, and I want to keep getting that rock. And so I have upgraded right there. So anytime an 8 is rolled, I can get a rock. And now that's the end of this round. Okay, we're back. It is Minnie's turn. You can see a few things have happened. We've got a few more cities. We've got a few more roads. Minnie has made her way down to the wheat port because she's got 12 and 9 where she can roll, and she can get a bunch of wheat anytime those are rolled. She's also on this wood port because she's got 8 and 11 she can get wood from. So she's had a great run. She's got 6 points on the board. 1, 2, 3, 4. And remember, cities are worth 2, 5, 6 points. She still has her largest army. That is 7, 8 points. She's got her victory point in her pocket that nobody knows about. And now she is going to roll. She rolls a 7. And it is, we're looking at everybody's cards. Minnie has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. Lucky for her. I've got 4. Mickey's got 2. Mickey's got 3. Jessica has 4. So nobody has to give up anything. Minnie is going to move the robber, and she really wants to keep it here, but you can't keep it when you roll a 7 or you play a night card. You have to move it somewhere. So she's going to move it back over here, back to this 6, trying to block Jessica's wheat. She's going to steal a card. It is a rock. And now Minnie is very close, and she says, oh, what can I do? How can I win the game? Well, she's got 2 rocks. She's got 4 wheats and 2 woods. She doesn't have enough rocks to build. Nobody's going to trade with her because they know if she can upgrade to a city, she's going to win. But lucky for Minnie, she is on the 2-for-1 wood port. She's got 2 woods. She also has 4 wheat. She only needs to use 2, and she's on the 2-for-1 wheat port. So she's got a couple options. It doesn't matter which one she uses. She's going to turn in those wheat for a rock, and then she's going to play the 3 rocks, the 2 wheats, and upgrade one of these settlements to a city. And Minnie has won the game.
Do you count her points? She's got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7,
8, 9. Number 10. So if this was a real game, Minnie would upgrade that settlement to a city and then reveal her victory point to everybody, claiming victory. So Catan can be a little complicated. It can be really complicated the first time you play. And towards the end of that first game, you'll really start picking things up because it does take a while. It usually takes about an hour. It's meant for 3 or 4 players just because trading is a lot harder with only 2 people, because unless it is the exact same thing both people need and both people are kind of at the same point, they're not going to want to trade with each other. So 3 or 4 people, you can buy extension packs where you can extend the board and grow that to be able to play with 5 or 6 players. You can buy expansion packs where you use this original Catan and you have new boards you can play. But the best thing to do is really learn and play this first game until you've got it down. The second time you play, it's going to be a little bit easier for you, but really that third game, and definitely by the fourth time you play, you've got it down. You really understand all the rules, all the little nuances that go into the game, and you'll kind of know what strategies you like and work best for you. So this game is a lot of fun. It's a great game. You can play, invite a couple of friends over to play with you. It is something we like to play after the kids go to bed. It is a long game. It's usually about an hour, hour and a half long by the time you get the board out, set it up, and get started playing, especially if you're playing with people that don't play that often and there's some reminders that you need to go over. But it is a lot of fun, and kids can pick it up as well. Our 7-year-old has played with us a couple of times. She is getting pretty good at it. We try not to take it easy on her at all. She is almost won a couple of times, and as long as she doesn't just lose interest, because the game does go on for a while, she's actually really, really good at it. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, and I hope you check out this game if you've never heard of it, if you've never played it. It is absolutely fantastic, one of the best board games out there, and we would highly, highly recommend it.